here I am to worship. My worship video. I didn't do this. It was uploaded on January 3rd, 2007. 7-7. Surprise. It's time. It's time. Hussein Obama shared in the State of the Address to the nation and the world. How do we hand everyone opportunity? Pressure. Easily, Mr. Easley, I want to ask you that. How? Because it's not walking in Westport. Not from shelter to labor. Only pedophilia, prostitution, drug addiction, thievery, and lying. Job creation. Oh my God, historical. 100 million without employment. Easily. Economy in the decline is a lie. Do you say that also easily? Everyone who works should have a fair share. Well, Mr. Hussein Obama, excuse me, easily. I'm going to approach Mr. Wonderful. Everybody who wants to work should have a fair share. Hussein Obama, ask Governor Jerry Brown and Governor Jay Easley regarding fair play. Ben, I want you to come to Westport, Washington. God so loved Westport. Oh God. God so loved Westport. Rainbows are normal here, as is pedophilia. Dribble rainbows in back. Common signs. You walk out at night, you can smell the tierra, los arbrolos, the trees. Holiness is everywhere, as is prostitution. Meth is the drug of choice. What do people do when they're on meth? I want to ask Steve, what do you do when you're on meth? On the tap. Fair share. I was going to do this about shelter, and I still got to do that one. But let's talk about labor. I mean, everybody from them to those of that don't, It's like here in Westport, they have a Mexican station. Oh, los mexicanos, we the Mexicanos are the best workers. Mijo, and I'm Mexican. You steal, you lie, you cheat. You steal from work. You're like Mark R. You're like that Mexican. You're like these hoes. No, puppy. You are not of value. Well, what I left in Los Angeles, Orville and I, is here. But it is the white man that's given the shot. Anyway. Come here, Mama. Anyway. Grass Patches is so hungry. I made her something. Mr. Easley, are your animals hungry? Mr. Easley, Obama, did you work and not get paid? That's what Frank Dulcich of Oregon Pacific Seafood Incorporated does to his employees by hiring what they have. Mr. Obama, we moved here. because the Mexicans would not hire him. And Orwell was ready to give up. I mean, he was so frustrated. He was intimate with, how many can he be intimate in a day? He was angry, and I was trying to get away at Obama. And the SRO of Los Angeles, run by Mexican sodomites, are the same as the sodomites of Portland, Oregon, where they tried to kill me. People don't like you telling them, hey, you're one bad character. Let me tell you something, baby. You may be lukewarm to those that provide you a service, but baby, deep down, not even deep, there on the shelf lies your evil underground. Anyway, Mr. Eaton, Orwell even went, because I dressed him up. He dropped me off in Portland. In fact, I was protesting in Portland. The military was at Girls, right below the Stewart. Oh my God, we need to talk about that. Anyway, officers like Petraeus going in there to see that. And that's another thing. These women have already walked so much perversion, they have nothing to give other than Lucifer. Surprise! I was marching. Orwell was leaving. I ironed his shirt. I put on his slack, helping him out, get ready. I made him take a shower. God dang it! I even let him be serviced by a Portland, Oregon sodomite hole. Anyway, I remember I was coming from the store. Orwell had forgotten to leave me something across the street. I was wearing my glory. Because our warriors are nasty people. They really are. Not all of them, but most. Those that frequent. Girls. Anyway, Orwell saw me and he said, they're going to kill you. I said, what's wrong? And we hugged one last time. And I kissed him goodbye. Orwell, you're returning to Orting, Washington. A better man, a healed man, a sober man. Now it is up to you. Mr. Easley, Orwell arrived in Orting, Washington at his bastard brother's home, where he grew up, where they used to beat him, where Orting didn't care. He was well dressed, clean and everything. And what do you think Randy Randall did at Orting, Washington? Well, we run a tight ship. Wouldn't even give him $10. Yet his father beat Orwell up, and the community did nothing. Just like here, all this pedophilia. This has been going on forever. Children are your blame. Children are your release from your frustrations. Anyway, he went to his sister in Tacoma. His brother refused to help him. You know the one, the bastard. Anne Randall, and Ollie Randall, did what to Chris? And now it's Julia. Spray. What did they do? They walked to Steve. Anyway, here he was in Tacoma. He worked for this white guy, cleaned up his yard, even took the stuff out. And the man cheated him. Boldly cheated him. Because there is no law in Tacoma. God dang, who wants to live in Tacoma? Anyway, his niece, Jessica, oh God, wanted Orwell to go beat up the man. And here was Orwell handing her 200 out of every EDD check. And he was giving me 100. And I had to fight for it. But I was not giving Orwell what she was. I even tried to save her mother, bring her over here. She's paraplegic. She stinks. Orwell's the only one bathing her. She eats bad. And yet, being Washington State, they don't care. And what Orwell's family is pandemic in all white states. And that is method. is crystal meth. Her husband died. It's not funny. Easily, her husband died of an overdose. He stayed in the backyard for days. That's love. Anyway, what I'm saying simply is that what has walked lifetimes, God dang it, my own Brandy, my niece, my sister Elizabeth, and mind you, she and Johnny lied. I think she was 4 and Johnny was just a couple years older. Lied. An entire lifetime. Suffice, Mr. Easley, the crimes that walk Westport is because TM religion has failed them. We cannot leave it to Latter-day Saints and the Baptists to bring in the sheep when the sheep are wolves in sheep's clothing. Suffice, Mr. Easley, there is no such thing as fair play or equality in Hood Los Angeles under Petey Light Jerry Prom. There is no fair play in Sodomite Oakland or Washington or Westport, Washington. I'm not going to, Mr. Easley, they judge me on my emotion, but they don't judge themselves on their actions. Orville had to beg for it, though his work was stellar. How many times was the Pacific Ocean contaminated by Pacific Seafood Incorporated Washington crab in Westport? How many times? They, at Portland State University downtown, they have procured a place where they pass their tests and hand to the government. I must find out where it is, or I will sit there and video. Well, what walks now, Mr. Easley, is not, well, it is my chevron, but the people that are taking care of it, and all know, have different priorities, and yet they don't fire them. Mr. Easley, they don't fire him. Steve of the DAF was murdering birds. The birds go into the dumpster to get the food out, the crab and stuff. Steve, unable to use a forklift adequately, unable to line the dumpster, unable to keep the bacteria and the neighborhood clean, failing in self-governance, failing in promises to the community. How many birds, Mr. Easley, did Steve murder? How many birds? Oh, we'll get in there and get them out. Oh, but David, the cop, he'll call the cop. I said, Bucket, get in there and get those birds out. In fact, FRC chemist was there. The chemical man. Everybody walks a Benghazi. They see what walks, and they walk a Benghazi. And then Steve of the DAP, who provides more than just, and I don't mean job description. Go over, let him die. They have no point of reference. These are Westport citizens because he just moved in. How many birds, Mr. Easley? Because of my pace, I have continued to grow. Drank the warm milk, brought me I hate you, God. And the other didn't turn me to drugs, because I had a mother, a foundation, turning me to grace. So therefore, everything Orville goes through, everything we endure, Mr. Easley, Aberdeen Realty will not even return our call. Mr. Easley, hold on a second. Where is it? 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 One more. Oh, Mr. Easley. Mr. Easley, I want you to go to Central Park Motel. The address is 6504 Olympic Highway, Aberdeen, Washington, 98520. The phone number is 360-523-1210. Reasonable rates. There's no such thing. No such thing in this community. Suffice, we finally had a place to live, although it was working, going through hell. The owner came in 2 or 3 days later, because we were having problems. The toilet, Mr. Easley, your city inspector, your state inspectors, the toilet, and I got pictures, was continuously leaking. And I got a picture. The shade, they had torn it off, almost off, and they were going to blame us. Mr. Easley, there were these felony flats as Aberdeen guy living next door. Orville got paid. We came home with food and stuff. You know, hey, we're working. We're going to do it. We're working till we can have stuff. So, but next door, and this place, Central Park Motel, 360-533-1210. 6504 Olympic Highway, Aberdeen, Washington, 98520. Right next door, felony flats. Orville had gone to work. I was just glad to have a place to slumber, to rest, to protest. Mr. Easley, I want you to know that felony flats, it was this woman. She was determined, like Steve is, to latch on to perversion. Oh, these people. Surprised Orville had got paid. The next morning they saw Orville leave early. The woman knocked on my door. And I said, who is it? I wouldn't open it. He kept knocking, so I opened it. And she tried to push her way in. She wanted money. I said, excuse me. What the fuck you doing? I told Orville about it. Well, from there, felony flats and this Central Park Motel, the owner's the man. Sir, the managers is one big, tall, fat, white woman and one midget, a man. They harmed us. They would make time. Well, we got that room rented. You got to leave. Mr. Easley, they had a black whore that would come in. She would come out in short every time we would get ready to go to work or arrive. No, Mr. Easley. Oh, and we called so many places. I have those pictures. What is it of value that these felony flats and STDs like Steve can find housing? And we can't. Mr. Easley, there is a place, 100 Montesamo. Oh God, wait a minute. I think I can pronounce it phonetically. Hold on, sir. Hold on. Great. If I could see it, be better, because I know it's in there. Great Harbor County seat. Because it's a historical place. It's very historical. Montesano. Mr. Easley, there is a place here, right on this historical street. 100 Montesano. We called it so many times, and that those racist people never come back. Then 706 Montesano again. And you know how these people can be. They're your people. They had a little house we could rent. We were willing, just like the one we're trying to rent now. We would fix it up. You don't have no restroom. Or say, I'll put a restroom. Because he's construction. Well, I don't know. Well, they just take the sign off. And just cause. They should take that sign off. All of them. Because there is no fair housing. Okay. Then, where I do laundry above, there was a 2-bedroom. We called them. They told us to call them back. We called them back. Mr. Easley, they lied. They lied. They lied like Pacific Seafood Incorporated. Washington Crab. Westport, Oregon. Westport. It's hard, Mr. Easley. It's very hard. To MLK when you are hurting so much. But once you get into the chance, it's okay. You have to stop and rest. And then to walk the depravity. I saw them coming in from Aberdeen. Mr. Easley, I have done nothing to those women. And yet they have done everything but admit they're wrong. Protected, Mr. Easley, by David, the white crab man, who is no longer a lead for that. Actually, he took against me. They don't fire him, they promote him. This morning, as Steve was chasing Orville, you're leaving. I said, yes. I'm not going to stay here and watch this. I saw it in Hollywood. I saw it in Los Angeles. I saw it everywhere. No, I got things to do. I have purpose. You do what you have to do. What you want to do. You are my ATM. And he grabs me and I start screaming, leave me go. It hurts. Look at my arms. It hurts. And he said, David will call the cops on us. Yet David don't call the cops on the pedophilia. David don't call the cops on drug peddling. David don't call the cops on prostitution. And David doesn't call the cops on hate crime. He is, as the city inspectors, and that safety man down back there, Lee, I think. No, we have fought, literally begged for housing. Sir, I'm denied primary care in your state. We lived in a tent. My body was spasming. He was frustrated and angry. And he did. He beat me right in front of 220 Dunk Street. He was so angry how they were treating him. Is he going to take it out on the animals? I don't think so. Suffice, Mr. Easley. All Democrats in democracy have found us. That place over they lie. You know, when you're dealing with GED 666, Mr. Easley, they think you have to believe their lie. Like Orville. Oh no. No, baby. No, baby. Not only in dimension, but in action, I see what you are and what they're doing. Anyway, Mr. Easley, them people all over the thing. I have the phone. They didn't call us. They didn't even want us to live there. I don't want to live there anyway. Orville has never learned to control his rage or volume. But it's short-lived. Very short-lived. But I don't want to be next door. Anyway, Mr. Easley, now we have another home. Her name is Becky. I think it's 518 or something like that, right here on Montesano. The home has water damage. But it's a home, it's not the tent. I intend to put my church there. We're next to the garage. Or we'll have the living room and whatever bedroom he wants. Mr. Easley, Becky said, I want someone who can work with the realtor. It didn't dawn on me later. We're supposed to meet her this evening. We all. At 5:30. Well, first Orville and Steve. Oh my God. Anyway, Mr. Easley. At the food bank at Westport, we had gone. Oh God, I hate going there. Gussie and I had gone while Orville was working. Because they don't give you, they give the food, the best food to the Mexicans. Because they got them. They love them. Mr. Easley, a man stood there talking to me and another couple. She had just told me they had repaired a trailer and they were being evicted. So this is going to probably walk here. She wants to go month to month. Whatever. Mr. Easley, a man at the Westport Food Bank said to go to City Hall that they had all kinds of rentals. From 400 up to 600 and more. They had cabins, they had trailers, they had everything. Mr. Easley, I went to the city council, and it was an ordeal. I was not well. I had to ask them 3 times, may I said, these are not people of God. They are audacity. Audacity, audacity. In pace of ego unsustainable. I asked Mary and told them what they had told me. Well, of course, they talked like this. Like, can we give her a place? But at least they are harming the dogs. Mr. Easley, I asked them, can you help me? Because I'm not going to be there much longer. I had to see in the car. And the corrupt cops, terrorist cops over there, they tried to take my cats. I said, you're not going to help me. He said, no. Good. God bless you. And then I said, Mr. Barrett, Mayor Barrett, I'm going to be wearing glory. I'm going to MLK. That is my constitutional right. And he said, wear her proud. Mr. Easley, I said the pledge, the first first grade was the Pledge of Allegiance. After Abawandes Mayo, Nefkashma, Tete Malakut, the Lord's Prayer. I'm sorry. I forget. Y'all are Christians. Suffice, here are 3 phones with all the proof I need. This is the proof of that black immoral of Aberdeen with 7 sorrows, whose mother has all her 7 kids, who's getting welfare and making a living wage as she sends money to her convict husband, getting piggerized at that place where pedophilia works. This here is a lot of pictures. This I won't have no problem. But the other one that I'm charging right now, before it's locked, I gotta take them out. Mr. Easley. It is quite apparent that democracy and Democrats do not love America or God. Merry Christmas, not here. Merry Christmas, not here. Mr. Easley. The Elder Act of 1964 has been violated and more. And our civil rights continue every day to be violated. And nothing is done. How many times have these road cops tried to harm me? At the request of Pacific Seafood Incorporated's CEO, Joseph Dominic, D-U-L-C-I-C-H. It's very important to give specifics. Very important. So, Mr. Easley, we need a place. Like, I'm going to take this woman, Becky. I think she's a Christian. I'd like to know what church she goes to. Mr. Easley, we don't need a mansion and a cement pond. That's for 1.1 trillion. Or 1.5 billion. We don't need what gives you comfort. All we need is a room. A room. An outhouse. A potbelly stove or a fireplace. Electricity. And to be left the fuck alone. Suffice. I will do a video after the meeting with Mrs. Becky. Orwell and I are so... We haven't been paid by a corporation who broke our Constitution and U.S. law just last year. Everyone's talking about it. And they continue to break the law. Not only the law, but Scripture and God. God's heart and soul. They're free will. Mr. Easley, we want a place, and it must be in Westport. My intention is to get moved in, get settled. Mr. Easley, we have black mold here. Our toilet didn't work for a month. Then the fool said, El pendejo, the Korean, Kim Jong-un's cranberry, Westport, said that I had plugged up the toilet. He told Orwell that as he was pushing him, these 70-year-old immigrants, they have the cops on them. If Orwell would have been like those that walk Westport and pushed him back, Orwell would be serving time right now. But Orwell has enough grace in him not to hurt an old, stupid Korean man. We did not have the internet up for a month, but we paid $650 but $100 deposit. He told me he had 2 houses paid for. This was his paid for. Paid for. And he told me he sent his queer son to California. He done good. He got work and everything. His queer son, he came down here. He was so funny, Mr. Easley. His queer son brought in a trick. And he come over and said, whose car is that? Excuse me, who the fuck you think you addressing? Surprise. Mr. Easley, they have entered this room without our permission. They even entered it and put what a whore of Westport would wear. It stinks of cigarettes. I bring it to our meeting. Mr. Easley. All we want is a place we can call home. Until I procure property. There's so many distressed properties here. But like Palacios, Texas, they'd rather have a distressed property, an empty property, gathering black mold, than to help another soul. It is what it is. It is what it is. And Mr. Easley, all these videos are going up on my website. Okay? Let me go ahead and upload this because I don't know. God, I hate to have to do all that over again on contact. Also, Our meeting will be an hour. I would like February 7th, 2016. You can call all the terrorist cops of Westport, of Kim Jong-un's Westport. Call all these terrorist cops. And if that ain't enough, you can go over there to Aberdeen. Careful with your dog and cat. Their dog catches also. Or you can go ahead and get those sodomites at Ocean Shores where they beat horses. Get those cops. I will even bring my own Los Angeles Protect and Serve handcuffs. A gift to me for protest by my husband. It is incredible. Anyway, Mr. Easley, I want to upload this. We talked about shelter. It's been very bad. I have pictures all over Aberdeen. The place is good. And this people, Christians, would not even return a call. Like 100 Montesano. Like 706 Montesano. Like that person over the washateria. Now we're going to deal with this. Anyway, I've got to get ready to protest. I'm going to go ahead and just send these two. I'll send you some more. The meeting I would like on that date because it's a very special day for me. As for how many will be attending, depends. I don't have transportation to take busloads, or I would. For the crimes that Washington walks against humanity and those without a voice must be heard, if not addressed. Across the street is Sir Spray. That Indian man played with us. You got the apartment. You don't got the apartment. You got the apartment. I need a letter that she's a service dog. I need this. I need that. To the point that in Just Cause, Mr. Easley, the Sir Spray Harry violated ADA law. And I will be filing a complaint immediately. Immediately. I'm very, very busy. Let me go ahead. Mr. Easley, my life is in danger. Again, mind you, I left Los Angeles. Ask the gangs. The Mexican gangs were told by the police to stand guard as we loaded our thing. We went all the way. And what was waiting for us? A military jeep. And as I waved goodbye. Now, you have less time than thought. For these people are not of God. Mr. Easley, they will harm me because I speak truth. You should have seen the caravan. I should not have left. I should have stayed. But anyway, I'm going back in a minute. Mr. Easley, I'm unarmed. I promise I'm not violent. Check my Social Security. I have the right in Constitution to MLK. I don't talk to people because like Orville said yesterday, Westport does not love America or our flag. Orville was stunned because we haven't protested since Los Angeles. He was stunned. They're so mean to you. And as I said, well, look what y'all did to me in Washington Grove. In grace of God be blessed. To be Mr. Easley, allow your wife to walk when I walk. And then ask your wife how she feels. How she feels. In grace be blessed. And amen. And amen. I think I'm only going to do these 2 videos. I will be sending more. February 7th at 10 a.m. I'm going to try to get other people to come with me. I'd like at least Oral to come up. He went with me to the City Council of Los Angeles. I don't want to be alone with y'all. Mr. Easley, pray that Becky, I know she has no soul, no empathy, no compassion, but let her have the common sense to know at least she'll get her home restored and she will sell it for a nice price. Then $8.50 a month. I saw that thing. I said, "Oh my God!" Well, and then the Lord said, "Well, they were not going to be able to rent that for $8.50." Anyway, J. Easley, we, the people in Constitution and USA law, lacking protocol, charge you, Washington State, with crimes against humanity. Mr. Easley, I sued in Moss Courthouse, Anthem Blue Cross. I'm going to sue the state of Washington. I won't win, but for the purpose of just cause, I know it will help God's cause. Then I began to sue each and every, from the surf spray to Kim Jong-un's Cranberry Motel, to the police. I will have to wait till Orwell is terminated before I can begin the lawsuit on a multi-billion-dollar corporation. And I will ask you, Mr. Easley, I know you're not black, and I know whatever. Mr. Easley, how would you feel if Pacific Seafood Incorporated, Washington Crab of 520 Dock Street, called you their nigger? Not once, but many times. They've already gotten rid of the green rope. But a black man saw that and was called that and did nothing. Yesterday I told that one at the totem pole where they have all that. It's like Hood LA. I told him, "Let me touch you." And he took his hands, and I saw him, the energy. I said, "Baby, this is your country. Your country. You see that fancy corporation? That house? You know what goes on in that house? You know what goes on all around here, just like I do. How would you feel, son? Boy, what would you do if someone said that to you? How would you feel if I called you?" No, Mr. Easley, I have a right to march as MLK. I'm not rioting. Hey, I'm not black Americans. I'm not. All I'm doing is chanting. Would you please, Mr. Easley, take the terrorist cops of Westport, Washington, off my buttocks? In grace of God, be blessed. Amen. Amen.